Hi, my name is Mary Jade Haney and I am a future librarian. This tutorial is on co-teaching with a librarian and classroom teachers. Why? Because wisdom begins with wonder. So we start with literary treats, and the literary treats are from professional development resources all the way to the books and the websites and anything we select to engage our children in rich conversations and creating social justice classroom spaces. The first step is to think about how you're going to invite teachers to come along with you, to collaborate with you. Well, the first thing you want to start with is you want to start with an invitation. An invitation to create a space of social justice within the library and in the classroom. So, how do we create this co-teaching adventure? It would be the question. Well, the first thing we need to do is start with self-development. Before we move into professional development, we need to first look at ourselves. We have to look within ourselves in order to start the process. And then we need to understand what co-teaching really is. How does that look and feel inside classroom spaces and inside library spaces? Then we need to know, okay, what is social justice? And why do we need to teach social justice? So why do we need to teach through this lens? Why do we need to explore through this lens? Why do we need to think critically? And then once we have all that established, we have to understand that we must continue to be reflective on our practice. We stand on the shoulder of Rudy and Sims Bishop for this work. Mirrors, windows, sliding glass doors. Books are sometimes windows, offering views of worlds that may be real or imagined, familiar or strange. These windows are also sliding glass doors, and readers have only to walk through in imagination to become part of whatever world has been created and recreated by the author. When lighting conditions are just right, however, a window can also be a mirror. Literature transforms human experience and reflects it back to us. And in that reflection, we can see our own lives and experiences as part of the larger human experience. Reading, then, becomes a means of self affirmation, and readers often seek their mirrors in books. This is why we start with this book, Hey Black Child, and it's poetry, and it explores identity, belonging, and affirmation. We also start with Ron's Big Mission. That's the second book we have a conversation about because it talks about courage, confidence, and hope. It's also a memoir. Another book we start with is Showaway because it explores identity, love, family, and hope, and it's a personal narrative. When we move into informational text, we start with Meet Addie Walker because we're getting ready to combine informational text with literary text. So we're getting ready to integrate those two. And so we first build some background knowledge to keep the conversation and the literacy experiences very rich. And in the Meet Addie Walker series, it's historical fiction, there are 6 books. The culmination of that inquiry is we take the children, they do friendship and freedom from the page to the stage. This can also be a reader's theater. We move into Meet Junebug, a trilogy written by Alice Mead. For the older group, our older children, our young adult, we explore ideas with Marley Diaz Gets It Done. What does that mean? Taking action. We look at how many African American books or books, multicultural books, are even written. How many resources do we have out there? And we talk about this from a critical stance. It's important. Their eyes were watching God. The skin I'm in. The bluest eyes. One crazy summer. A good kind of trouble. These are all topics that you can explore and talk about. These are book titles that you can talk about among yourself first, and then see how we can work them into curriculum and even build other sources around them. So I challenge you to start the process. Start small, teaching through a social justice lens and collaborating with your librarian, co-teaching with your librarian, and making life in the school real for the children. It's important work.